Hey guys, Mr. again for another video today, and we are back with our Houston Vikings franchise mode. And in this one, we will be going up against the Minnesota Wild in the Stanley Cup playoffs. This is round number 2. We'll see how this goes in obviously just a moment. But I was looking through this series from last episode, episode number 67. We drafted Curtis David 30 episodes before that episode. So we drafted him in episode 37, and yesterday obviously was episode 67. So 30 episodes later, I still got him, and he's only like 23 right now. So it's been that's like 4 or 5 seasons then with him. Yeah, he's 23. While we're here, might as well do a quick update of the team. This is what it's looking like. So I said in the last one, I'm pretty sure we faced Minnesota a few times in the playoffs before. From what I titled my videos, at least, I didn't actually go through each and every single playoff video. I think we've actually only played them once before, which really surprised me. I thought we played them more than that before, although I do know that they weren't necessarily the greatest team. Yeah, interesting though. So back to face Minnesota again. And I was also checking, or why I was checking all that is because I wanted to see how many times we fought for the Stanley Cup. Only 2 times in this series, which kind of disappointing. Didn't mean to edit our lines, but yeah, we've only been to the Stanley Cup final twice. We've been to the Western Conference final, I think 3 or 4 times though, so that's not bad. But yeah, one day we're gonna need to get that cup ring. Hopefully before I end the series. And here we go. Let's go and look at this team. So Huberdeau, at 34 years old, starting to drop off. Although DeBrincat has now grown. He's actually gotten some statistical growth from playing so good. His shot is absolutely crazy. Yeah, the past 2 seasons he's done really well. So he's getting statistical growth there. 40 goals. Was he with us that year? I don't think so, but he might have been. But yeah, so Huberdeau, McNeely, and DeBrincat on that top line. Still a good top line, obviously. And we've got Jonas Zieler with Andrei Burakovsky and now Yakupov on that second line. On the third line, Jason Zucker with Mikhail Granlund, who is now 36 years old. And so Zucker, but damn. And then Victor Recchi on that third line, right wing. Fourth line, Frank Vetrano, Riley Sheahan, and Vladislav Kamenev. So pretty decent forward core. Defense, they have Tim Conklin and Seth Jones, who's 33, and Brady Shea, who's 34, and Chris Bigras, who's 33, Jacob Slavin, 33, and Calvin DeHaan, 36, who's a 74 overall. So, I mean, other than Conklin, everybody is older than 33 on their D core, so that's kind of interesting. Their goaltenders are still Bryce Sexsmith and Philip Grubauer. Grubauer didn't play this season, in the playoffs at least. Sexsmith is still really good. Last year, they eliminated us from the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken, and he did phenomenal against us last season. Oh no, must not have been last season then. There was one, I was positive, maybe I'm thinking of the Minnesota goalie from Winnipeg. But I thought Sexsmith did great against us in Houston, or in this series, I should say. Maybe not, though. So we got to look at both teams. I didn't check injured players or their scratch players. My bad. I just kind of forgot. But it's okay. Let's go. Game number 1, first period in Houston. Interesting start, okay. Chubarov opens the scoring relatively early in the first to give us a 1-goal lead. Then Granlund and Yakupov with 2 unanswered goals give Minnesota the 2-1 lead. And Markkanen with 1:55 left to go ties the game, but then Zucker 33 seconds later gets the 5th goal of the first period. And yeah, okay, by the looks of just the first period, this series could be a shootout now. Steckel's stats weren't very great. They aren't going to be much better by the end of this episode, clearly. Or at least by the end of this game for sure. So shots 11-9 heading into the second period. Let's go. Can we get some more goals? We can. We actually get the only goal of the period. Ken Hillis with the goal, and it is now 3-3 heading into the final 20 minutes of the period. Shots are 22-21. Not too bad. Let's go, boys. Come on. I forgot to check point totals for everyone on their team as well. Power play for Minnesota. Weren't able to convert on the power play, though. Both teams nearing 30 shots. Come on, boys. Yeah, sorry if you guys heard that cracking my knuckles right now. 4 minutes remaining in regulation. We have a late power play. We are unable to score on the power play. And we head to overtime for game number 1. Let's see. We will slow sim it, of course. Times 8 speed. Nothing's changing there. 3-3. Who will get goal number 7 of the game? A power play for Minnesota, which they weren't able to score on. All right. Now to the final half of the first overtime period. Both teams we're over 40 shots. They're about to hit 40 shots as well. Come on. A minute left in overtime, and Minnesota still yet to get their 40th shot, although we are nearing 50. It should be in the first 3 shots of the game. I've noticed that in double overtime, the first 3 shots is there's usually a goal. So let's see if that comes true. Double overtime. Oh man, and there's actually 4 shots. Jason Zucker with a point shot on Shannon Steckel. Damn it, the 41st shot of the game for Minnesota goes to, and yeah, Zucker. 2-goal game. That third line did great for them. Just those 2 players in Granlund and Zucker alone, they had a ton of points. It's absolutely ridiculous. So that one kind of stings, not going to lie. That one sucks. Not much from our top line there. Clearly, Darren Nicholas didn't get a point, so that's unfortunate. But now time for game number 2. If we really struggle with Steckel in net this game, I may change and try Deschamps. We'll see how that goes, though. All right, so Minnesota has split the series. No, they split the series, but split the first 2 games being on our ice, which is really good for them. It's not good for us. We need a win here. First period of game 2. Okay, it's just the exact same thing. Just different goal scorers. Huberdeau opens up the scoring this time. Then Honka to tie it. Then McNeely and Zucker with the other goals. They basically just scored in a straight line across the ice. And then Yoshimura with the late goal to cut the lead in. I was gonna say cut the lead in half, but cut the lead to only a 1-goal lead. Shots are 12-9 in favor of us, and yeah, so not looking too great right now. Again, like I said, I feel like this series could be a shootout. Clearly, we will see if that continues in the second period. Yeah, okay, Yakupov and Burakovsky with the goals. It is now 5-2 for Minnesota. Shots are 18-19. We have the 19, but Steckel is playing absolutely terribly. And, yeah, not good. Power play for Minnesota here in the third, and they score on it. Seth Jones, they still have that power play, and it is now 6-2 for Minnesota. Another power play for them. Yeah, we have a power play. It doesn't matter, though. So we lost both games on home ice. Dale McNeely, goal and 2 assists. Burakovsky and Huberdeau each with goals, assist, and a hit as well. 6-2 the final score in game 2. And, yeah, not looking good. Junior Stewart is now fully healed to come back to the lineup. So, not going to lie, definitely happy about that. Even though that bottom pair isn't really minuses. Let's put Stewart back in. And there we go. So I'll have Stewart back in. Hopefully he can bring points to this team because he was doing really good. He had 3 assists in 5 games, I believe it was. Yeah, so hopefully he can continue his good play. I'm glad we do have him back, to be fair. And as for Steckel, that is it. Marc Deschamps is going to get his first start in the playoffs. I was going to say maybe his first start in the NHL, but I would assume he got a start being the backup this season. So, yeah, actually, I'm going to go edit the lines again just to make sure that he is going in to start. So, a lot of pressure, a lot of pressure going on Deschamps right now. He's going to be starting. He's going to be starting an away game while we're down 2-0 in the series, but, yeah, this should be interesting. Oh man, let's go. We'll simulate the game. Let's see how it goes. 1-1 series between Arizona and Vancouver. I didn't get to see the Eastern Conference, but I can check that out after this game. So, let's go. First period. Now, game 3 in Minnesota. Come on. Alright, goal on each side. Burakovsky with the first goal of the game. The Nobles with a pretty great answer, scoring about a minute and a half later. Just over a minute and a half later to tie the game. And we leave the first 20 minutes of play tied at 1. And there was a lot of shots that period. Shots were 15-13. So interesting. Time for the second period, though, now in Minnesota with the goal. Jacob Slavin almost in the crease, scoring there. Sure. Shots 21-28 for Minnesota. We're getting pretty heavily outshot right now. We only had 8 shots that period. They had 13, so yeah, not looking too good. Time for the third now, and we are still down in this game by only 1 goal, so there's definitely time. There's a chance, but we need something to happen here. We need our top line to get going. We need our defense to help out. I mean, Deschamps doing good. He's let in less goals than Steckel has. And a minute left to go, and Yakupov with the empty netter. And that will be the game. So Minnesota with a 3-0 series lead. Deschamps with a .947 save percentage is not bad at all. He arguably did better than Sexsmith that game. It's just he let in Sexsmith let in 1 less goal. So yeah, that's actually not good. We're down 3-1 in the series, and they have scored 5, 6, and 3. Is that the goal total right now? They have scored 4, 6, and 3. So they've scored 13 goals to our 6. Yeah, okay, we're going to make some line changes then. Nicholas, our entire top line, Curtis David has 3 points. Really? You think? Okay, well, we're gonna change some things here. Curtis David's gonna play second line. Yeah, he's gonna play second line with Markkanen and Zadina. Sure. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, sure. And then top line of Nicholas, Chevry, and Gibson. Our third line will be Supre, Benson, and Yoshimura. And our fourth line will be Supre, Chubarov, and Nobles. And our third line will be Polak, Benson, and Yoshimura. Yeah, let's see how that goes. Don't know how I feel about those lines. We're going to try that. As for defense, 7 assists for Nickerson. Roning yet to get a point. So, you know what? We're going to go with Stewart and Nickerson, Honka and Hillis, and then Roning and Banash. So we're going to have our 2 defensive D-men playing the bottom pair. -4 for Banash. So Hillis and Banak were doing dreadful together. So we'll try those guys out, or we'll try these lines out now. And then as for goalies, Deschamps going to get the start again because he's just 100% doing better than Steckel. Maybe he just had a good game, but that good game was better than all the games that Steckel has had so far in this round. 3-0 down in the series. So Toronto again in the playoffs, again looking to make it to the final for I think the 3rd year in a row. Yeah, that could be interesting. Let's go though. Enough delaying of the time, enough wasting time. Let's get into this. Game number 4 in Minnesota, down 3-0 in the series, or 3-0 in the series. What can we do? Oh god. First period. No goals allowed in the first. Shots 10-6 in favor of us. Alright, not too bad. That's the first time there hasn't been a goal in the first period, so that's a good sign, I guess. Second period now, and Alex DeBrincat opens up the scoring. Wow. Oh my god. Jesus, we got a lot of shots that period. We had 19 shots that period, and we were unable to get one past Sexsmith. You know who the first star is going to be this game, no matter what. And, yeah, of course it's DeBrincat who scores. The player I had the most faith in on our team, DeGrow, never really panned out as much as I would have liked for him to. And he scores for Minnesota. Alright. Third period now. We're down 1-0. We hit our 30th shot before they got past 15. And Darren Nicholas with the tying goal. Power play for Minnesota, though. There's still obviously no team is winning and no team is losing technically right now. Minnesota is having a wonderful period in the shot category, though, that's for sure. 2 minutes remaining in regulation, and we will head to overtime. We were able to kill off their last penalty that they got around 6 or 7 minutes, which is nice. But the overtime frame, we really aren't that great in overtime. We'll see how it goes. Slow sim the overtime period, and we are able to win it. Barry Gibson on that top line on our 39th shot of the game with the goal. Like I said, no matter what, Sexsmith would be the first star, and I was correct. Gibson with 2 points on 2 goals in that game. So there we go. Our new top line looking like that helps out, which is nice. Unfortunately, though, Curtis David, man, I'm so disappointed in him right now. Like, he was doing so good, and he's just not anymore. Like, he has 3 points. Like, he had such a great season, and then both playoff runs before this, he was point per game or over point per game, and then this one he's just doing absolutely dreadful. How did our third line do? I don't think they really did anything. You know what? I'm going to try something else. I'm going to have Yoshimura being a playmaker to David. And Zadina, maybe. You know what? Sure. Let's try this instead. Yeah. We're going to try and have 2 playmakers with David as the sniper, and hopefully David can then get some points. Maybe I shouldn't have made those line changes because obviously we did just win the game. But we'll try it. We're going to try things out, and it's to help Curtis David. I do need to make sure that Deschamps is starting again, because he is playing really, really good right now, which is obviously really nice. Yeah, so 956 save percentage for him and under a 1.5 GAA. That is pretty damn fantastic, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, alright, let's go. Simulate game number 5, this time in Houston. Let's get a win on our home ice, because we have yet to do so in the series. First period. Okay, big period. Curtis David scored a goal. 8 seconds left. And David gets 4th, maybe 5th point of the game. Junior Stewart gets his first goal, or his first playoff goal. I think Cesar Chevry, that might be his first playoff goal too. I'm not too sure about that one though. So Chevry with the opening goal early in the first period. Then Stewart relatively early as well makes it 2-0. McNeely then cut the lead in half, but David with the 3rd goal for Houston in that period, and we outshot them 19-9. All right, nice. Second period now. Nail Yakupov, the only goal in that period. We only had 6 shots that period. That is not good. And we're up 3-2, but we definitely need an insurance marker here, Can it be Curtis David? Can Curtis David finally get things going in the playoffs right now? Dominic Polak on the third line gets the fourth goal for Houston. Curtis David, second goal of the game. Christian Nobles with the sixth Houston goal of the game. Ken Benson from center ice scores on Sexsmith. Still in net. He must not be in net anymore after letting up 7. Okay, that is the Houston I love and know. Thank you very much, guys. Deschamps didn't do phenomenal that game, but he still did good. Benson with a goal and 2 assists and 5 hits. David with 2 goals and 3 hits. There we go, Curtis David. That is the Curtis David I know and love. Please, I need you to continue doing this if we are making this comeback victory in this series. You need to be the catalyst to it, Curtis David, because you are our captain. You are the best player on the team, and just because you had a great regular season doesn't mean you get to slack off in the playoffs. Now I said oh man because Montreal already beat Ottawa, and then Carolina actually has the lead over Toronto. So that should be interesting. Now let's go put Deschamps back in net just to make sure. Game 6 now. This should be interesting. So we'll see how it goes. Deschamps' stats still looking pretty good no matter what. Yeah, even though he didn't have the greatest of games in that last one. I mean, he still did good, obviously. But yeah, let's go. Simulate the game. Simulate Game 6. I'm really happy now, so if we lose this game, that would really screw things up. Okay, game number 6. I almost said game number 1 because I was trying to say period 1. Game 6, first period. Let's go Houston. Alright, Terry Yoshimura on that second line. Hopefully an assist there for David. Gotta get that point total up. And Dominic Polak on that third line. Now with Sedina and Markkanen has 2 or 3 goals, I believe. 2 for sure. So that's nice. After the first 20 minutes of play, we are up 2-0, and we are outshooting them 15-13 as well. Good first period. Good first period. Now time for the second period, though. Come on, Houston. All right, Curtis David on that second line. I think I figured it out. I think I figured out the line for him. He just needed to turn it on, and he is finally doing it. I cannot get this smile off my face right now. Shots are 30-20 in favor of Houston, and I don't want to jinx it, but it's looking pretty good for us to force Game 7 after being down 3-0 in the series. We're about to hit there it is, 35 shots. I was about to say we're about to hit 35 shots. We had a 5-on-3 power play, which we were unable to convert on, and there's our 40th shot as well. A final score of 3-0. And a 28-save shutout for Deschamps. David with a goal and an assist and 6 hits. He was doing every aspect in that game. He is 5'8", or 5'9", and he just had 6 hits. Can't forget Terry Yoshimura. There he is, now the most points on our team. Yeah, can't forget him. He had a goal and an assist as well. So let's just look at the second line right now. So Yoshimura has 12, Benson has 10. And then David has 7 now. He's also an even, so that's good. But David had 3 points before I put him on this second line, and he has now gotten 4 points just in the last 3 games, I believe. Polak, yeah, he scored 2 goals and I think an assist as well. I don't think he had that assist before. He's got a pretty good shooting percentage. If he would shoot more on that third line, who knows what would happen. But, yeah, boys, here we go. It's time for Game 7. Well, almost time. I gotta simulate up to the day and make sure that Deschamps is in net because he has really helped us out in this comeback victory after being down 3-0 in the series. Deschamps has really been the backbone, I don't know what I'm trying to say. He's just been great back there in net right now. A 959 save percentage and a 1.24 GAA. That is phenomenal. All right, boys. It is time for Game 7. Game 7 between Vancouver and Arizona as well. And Game 7 between Toronto and Carolina. who will move on to the West and Eastern Conference Finals. Let's see. It's already a long episode, and I'm going to make it longer, not even trying to do so, but we're going to slow sim the entire game. We got the first shot of the game. Does that mean anything? Who knows? Like I said, though, we're going to slow sim the whole game, and we'll see how it goes. If we can get the first goal of the game, I think that could seriously help us out, although not looking like it'll come in the first period. It will. Christian Nobles, with 30 seconds to go in the first, gets the opening goal and the only goal of the period. Shots are 10-4 in favor of us. There we go. Now, I mean, Deschamps hasn't gotten challenged much, only 4 shots against, but I need you to keep that puck out of the net. Alright, second period now. Continuing the slow sim. Still up 1-0 in power play early in the period for Minnesota, which they weren't able to score on. Come on, boys. Last half of the second period now into the final half of the game. A long power play for Minnesota, which they weren't able to convert on. And yeah, okay, so that was a much better period for Minnesota there. They got a lot of shots. They had 10 shots that period. We had 7. So pretty low shooting game, but man, I'm worried. I'm scared. We're only up by 1 goal. Christian Noble's goal is still the only goal of the game with 30 seconds left in the first. But let's go. Come on. For your Houston Vikings fans, please, boys, let's get it done on home ice. Please. Still 1 goal lead. And Curtis David, our captain, with his 5th goal of the playoffs. His 4th goal of the series gives us the 2-0 lead. 3 minutes remaining before we move on to the Western Conference Finals. Yes! And we do a 26-save shutout for Marc Deschamps. Oh my god. Now, I mean, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I really think that second line now has been phenomenal for us. Oh my god, and we will face the Vancouver Canucks in the conference final, and Toronto has been eliminated. They won't go on to the Stanley Cup final for, I believe, to be the 3rd year in a row. Holy shit, man. Holy god, what a series. Being down 3-0 in the series, and we brought it back. I have the biggest smile on my face right now. Oh my god. We shut them out in the last 2 games. Wow, okay. They didn't get a goal since like the first or second period of game 5. So what a great play. What great play by Deschamps. Now, I'd say the stars of that series were Deschamps and David, because David, he really started pouring it on in those last 4 games. He now has 8 points in, 14 games, I believe it is? 14 games. So, I mean, he's getting up there. Will he get to his point per game self? Highly unlikely. I'd love to see it, but like I said, highly unlikely. He's not actually a point per game player throughout the playoff career anyways, although he is pretty close. 6 points in 8 games the first year, and then he has 8 points in 14 games. I'm not going to do that. I'll let you guys know that off screen, or not off screen. I'll let you guys know about that in the next episode. But Marc Deschamps with a .966 save percentage and a .99 GAA with 2 shutouts. Now, this is the goalie that we needed. I mean, I know he's 23 and only 81 overall right now, but he was the original goalie that we drafted out of the 3. We drafted him 7th overall in 2023. Actually, never mind. Shannon Steckel was actually drafted 6th. I didn't know I drafted Steckel before then. I actually thought I drafted Deschamps first, and I thought the other 2 were steals. What was I thinking going for both those goalies? I mean, I'm glad I have both of them. Obviously, Steckel did great in the regular season. Well, not great, but he did better in the regular season. But Deschamps right now has been the man. Look at those stats, guys. Breathe it in. Take it in. That is it for me, guys, in this episode. Oh, my God. I am ecstatic right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you all did enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.